What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chaos, and welcome to a new episode of Take It to the Table, hosted by Wrestling Republic. If you haven't checked out our Instagram, we have finally partnered up with Wrestling Republic. So, of course, if you want to be up to date with all the latest videos, be sure to check us out on Wrestling Republic's channel. And also, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel as well. It does go a long way. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff to pretty much catch up on today. We're going to be talking about, of course, Monday Night Raw. I'm going to be giving my review on that, my thoughts of that. Going to go for another classical rant. All right, another rant about what's happening on the show. And of course, we're going to be talking about the latest releases. I haven't really got a chance to really talk about it and give my thoughts on the releases as well. It's been going rampant lately. We're going to be talking about the future of NXT, what they're saying about it's going to be reworked and repackaged. How do we feel about that? And of course, we're just going to wrap it up as well, talking about SummerSlam, which is now 2 weeks away. So of course, I'm just going to delve into the card and give my two thoughts of what I think about how the pay-per-view is going so far. All right. So, but without further ado, let's take it to the table. Yes. This is nice. This is nice. Upgrade. So yeah, let's get straight to it. So WWE Raw has just been and gone, and yeah, to be honest, it's nothing really much to really talk about. Really, there was obviously some moments that happened on the show, but just the overall of the show was just very by the numbers. Nothing to write home about. Like I said. Ooh, what the hell is that? Got some shit on my face. Oh yeah, definitely. I am camera ready for y'all. Damn, goddamn. But as I said, yeah, it's pretty much really an average show. It started off with the return of Randy Orton after a 7-week absence. Still no word as to why he was gone. All I remember was from the news report saying that he was placed on the disabled list or the injury list. So it's an undisclosed injury. I assume that's kept him out for a while. However, he's back with his porn star Dexter type of mustache thing going. It looks like he's lost a bit of weight too, so he's looking pretty good, happy and healthy. Then as soon before he even got 2 words out, then obviously we saw Riddle come back and trying to try and hug him, saying, "Oh, how I've missed you," and all this kind of stuff. And he just went on a little tangent about his stepdad not being around. It was really weird. It was kind of weird because I think it felt like he went over the fans' heads. They were too busy chanting RK Bro or chanting Riddle's name. So when he dropped that stepdad bomb, I was like, okay, no one really it didn't really connect, you know. And then eventually Randy Orton says, I'm better off on my own. I don't need you. And then eventually Omos and AJ Styles come out. And then, for some reason he was egging them on about, they're a joke, you're making fun of them actually breaking up and whatnot. And then Randy Orton said, can I kick your ass in the main event? I want you as a single match. And all of a sudden he's pretty much got, the power of a general manager. He said, yeah, let's have it in the main event. And so it happened. So I don't know, maybe that's what Randy Orton was doing in the background. You know what I'm saying? Just pulling the strings in the back. And then obviously that segment happened. During the course of the show, he was obviously saying, telling Riddle, stay in the back. I don't need you. I'm fine on my own, all this kind of stuff. And then obviously Riddle was moping around and whatnot. And then I'm kind of liking this dynamic. Clearly, I assume they are going to go for the tag team titles. Whether they're going to win them at SummerSlam with this short notice, I don't know. But yeah, it's a really weird dynamic, especially at the end as well, where they Randy Orton said, "No, I don't want to hug you," and then they embrace. Randy Orton being Randy Orton, obviously RKO's him, and then Baron Saxon at the end saying, "I guess they're back together again," and I'm just like, really? Okay, all right, whatever you say. All right, but it was a different dynamic for sure, definitely. But yeah, I'm liking them too. They were pretty much one of the saving graces out of the Thunderdome era, I must say. At first I was wondering where they're going with this, because I know WWE loves the thing where they have this this mismatched team, and they hate each other, and then they eventually become a cohesive unit, and then, you know, they end up being World Tag Team Champions. They've done it with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. They've done it with Sheamus and Cesaro. So they love doing this random shit, just putting random people together, and then they just can't coexist, and then they eventually do. So yeah, it's cool. I'm liking it so far. It's not wearing thin out on me, so that's all good. So that was that stick. So I'll give that a pass. And then there was also a segment where you see Elias. Basically, look like the Elias gimmick is dead. The Drifter has drifted away, so to speak. So the segment pretty much went as Elias was basically saying WWE stood for Walk with Elias, but now Elias is dead. Then there was little cutbacks of when he was getting bashed over the head with his guitars and all types of instruments by Strowman, Riker, all that stuff. There's the symphony of the Symphony of Destruction matches, them kind of matches. And then he threw his guitar, did one last drum, then he threw the guitar into the fire. And yeah, so it looks like we're gonna get a revamp for Elias. Sorry about that, I had to get a little bit more brightness in here. It was just a little bit too dark for you, officer. So I just thought, let me just get, lighten up the mood. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're going back to about Elias. I think it's good time for a little refresh. There's only a certain amount of, or a certain height that you can only go with Elias, or the Drifter gimmick, where, he comes out, does a little sticker, and then someone interrupts him, and then he gets beat down by the babyface or a returning superstar or anything like that. So there's only so much you can do with that character, and you don't want it to wear thin, as much as WWE do have a tendency to wear things out. You know what I mean? So I'm happy for him. Where he's gonna go from here, I really hope that he doesn't turn into a generic powerhouse. That's what I fear. I remember when they tried to do that with Dolph Ziggler. Remember when he came back? He was gone for a while, and then he came back. He had a little buzzsaw cut. He came with Vicky Guerrero, and then he was like this high intensity character, and it didn't really work. So with this new character, I hope it's something that is, definitely propel him to the possible main event. Something that's not dire, and just something not generic. That's why I'm because the Drifter thing was great. It was cool, but obviously it's run its course, especially in the mid-card level. So if whatever gimmick that he does come up with, I hope it's not like some generic powerhouse thing. I want him to have his own identity, and hopefully bring him to the next level in his career. Just don't be a fucking superhero. Okay, what else happened at Raw? Okay, so basically the Drew McIntyre and the Jinder Mahal thing is still going on. Personally, I generally do not care about this thing. It's all stupid, and there's all this talk about being decapitated when no one's going to be decapitated on live TV. And then again, he started doing that story stuff in backstage. I'm talking about Drew McIntyre, and I genuinely do not care about your background. It's because the reason I don't care about it is because he makes it feel like a history lesson, and I do not tune in to WWE to learn about history. I remember that long spiel during the Thunderdome era, and at the tail end, he was talking about Churchill. He was talking about the Second World War, all this stuff, and it felt like a teacher, and it was not clicking with me. And the same thing with this. He was talking about how why he's naming the sword after his mom. Fair enough, I understand that, but at the same time, you're not making it interesting enough for me to care. You know what I mean? So basically, Baron Corbin came through on Raw due to that little loophole thing, which only happens 4 times a year, whatever. Saying that how he's poor and stuff, which also you gotta also lose your sense of belief. The guy says he's poor, can't travel, sleeping in the car or whatever, slept in the production trucks or whatever. WWE is traveling all across all these states, so he has money to go and travel, but he can't afford a hotel or anything like that. It's kind of, so you kind of got to suspend your belief. It's WWE, whatever. But anyway, so Baron Corbin is facing Drew McIntyre because he got a a deal. If he beats Drew McIntyre or beats him to a pulp, he will get paid handsomely by Jinder Mahal. Whatever. Still quite curious about where they're going with this Baron Corbin thing. I hope it pays off nicely. I hope they stick to the landing. I'm quite interested. It's quite refreshing for him. So after that, then that's when they face each other. Baron Corbin was getting his ass handed to him, and then he was like, you know what, I'll do anything, like I'm a poor man, this kind of stuff. And then Drew McIntyre started to like have a little heart. He's saying, you know, how much money do you need, you know, just to get you back up on your feet? And then Baron Corbin comes out with just a little old sum, 100,000. Drew McIntyre laughed his ass off, and he was like, how about 200,000? How about 300,000? And then 2, and then 1, and then boom, Claymore kick. You know how it goes. So yeah, that was interesting, I guess. And then obviously Jinder Mahal trying to come down with no weapons at all, like. And then surely you must remember that Drew McIntyre has this sword. He goes nowhere with it. So as soon as he whipped out his sword, that's when he was just like, yeah, we can't do this. It was just like, it was kind of, you know, whatever. Moving swiftly on, then it was the Karrion Kross versus Jeff Hardy, the rematch that probably should have happened about 2 weeks ago, but it couldn't because Jeff Hardy had COVID-19, so he had to quarantine. So yeah, he came back, did the rematch, and yeah, it was. They've already lost me in this thing. Ever since Karrion Kross lost, my levels were just down here. And then when he lost to Keith Lee, it even went further down. Sure, he got his revenge. By them, but yeah, you've done too much damage. You've pretty much devalued your NXT champion, and that just shows. Obviously, everyone knows that just shows how much Vince cares about what they do over there. He doesn't give a damn. He was basically like, "Oh yeah, so you got a undefeated NXT champion. It would be a shame if he actually lost to a mid-carder who has nothing going on right now in less than 3 minutes. Yeah, it would be a real shame, wouldn't it? Yeah, book him. You know what I mean? It's just really, really infuriating. But yeah, so he got his revenge. Whatever. And yeah, it's it is what it is, really. So I like the cross jacket finisher that he has, a little submission. But yeah, to me, this is so much damage they've done, and it's like it really. I'm sure he's gonna still put on a great match against Samoa Joe at NXT Takeover, but I really think they should have waited for this losing streak or this up and downs thing going until he lost the title. He's not, to me, like whatever happens on Raw is still kind of canon on NXT, and you just kind of just ruined it. You're ruining it.
You're just ruining it. Look at my lips. You're ruining it.
So I don't know. It's most likely that Samoa Joe is gonna win the NXT title on Takeover, and then obviously he fully goes on. Karrion Kross, he fully goes on to Monday Night Raw. But yeah, this is a really bad look, especially for people that are casual fans that don't really watch NXT. They just tune in now and again, and then you see this new person coming in, and they lose in embarrassing fashion. And then, because it's the NXT champion as well, you make him lose. That makes you think like, well, you kind of lost a fan there, because like if he loses here, why should I bother seeing what he does next on NXT? You know what I mean? So it's really stupid. Yeah, WWE have done a ton of fuck ups this year. It's unreal. But anyway, moving swiftly on. Alexa Bliss versus Doudrop. I'm not really going to go too far into this because this is what I'm going to be talking about in my rant. So, but yeah, basically Alexa Bliss beats Doudrop by a pinfall. Moving swiftly on. So next up it was Sheamus versus Ricochet. My bad. Yeah, Sheamus versus Ricochet. Sheamus is I've always been a decent fan of Sheamus, but he's slowly starting to grow on me. He's definitely putting in some great matches. He had a great match with Damian Priest, and this match was just as good as well. He seems to be really enjoying himself when it comes to these kind of matches. And yeah, he pulled in a great match. Loved it. Ricochet is always being Ricochet, so you can't fault that. And yeah, it was great. An untitled match, and it was back and forth, and then but ultimately, I think Ricochet did I think he was trying to do like a jumping clothesline or something, but he got clipped. He got hit by the steel mask, and then Sheamus, being Sheamus, took advantage of that, did the bro kick, pinned Ricochet 1, 2, 3, and then shortly after, Damian Priest came down, and then they had like a little face-to-face, and then obviously Damian Priest is going to be challenging Sheamus for the United States Championship, which they pretty much announced that later on in the show, which I pretty much pegged Damian Priest to win. He has to. Like, Sheamus has had his little fun with it. He keeps on ducking and dodging, trying to defend it. It makes sense that Damian Priest comes in and wins, and that's his big win other than WrestleMania. This is his other big win involving a championship. So, and then afterwards, then Damian Priest faced John Morrison, which was a by the numbers match. Don't remember much of it. And then there was this awkward little situation between The Miz, John Morrison, and Damian Priest, and then all Damian Priest was doing is just wetting John Morrison with the dipsticks or the dripsticks or whatever you call them, and then for some reason The Miz just they were busy just bantering, and then he eventually just randomly got up. It was like he was threatening him to like stay away from me, and he chose not to, and then he just eventually got up, and I was just like, okay, you could have probably done that a bit better. Like if anything, Damian Priest was about to start dripping or using the dripstick on John Morrison, and then The Miz was slowly trying to get up and trying to maybe trying to assist, and then Damian Priest turns around and sees him actually standing up. You know what I mean? Something like that. But it was a bit of a weird way to do it. But I digress. So The Miz can walk again, basically. So yeah, that was that. And then afterwards, then it was T-Bar versus Mustafa Ali. By the numbers, T-Bar won via shenanigans, I guess. And it's okay. I'm getting used to this Mansoor and Mustafa Ali dynamic. I'm liking it. It's different. They're slowly unraveling that, so I'm liking that. I just hope I hope Ali just doesn't turn on Mansoor. Like, have them be a little tag team title. Maybe not give them the title, but just keep it going. Make them be a team for a while, and then maybe do a little versus thing where they turn on each other, that kind of thing. So, but yeah, that was that. By the numbers, I do not know who cares about T-Bar and Mace. Like, I'm so over it. I'm really curious to know what they're gonna do with Mia Yim. Is she gonna go back to NXT? Is she definitely quietly moved to SmackDown? Is she possibly going to be released? I hope not. But let me know in the comments as well if you may know exactly, or what would you like to see what they do with Mia Yim as well. And then next up, it was Bobby Lashley and MVP doing a little promo. It was okay by the numbers. These things with these promos I've noticed lately is that there's no persona to them. Like, all the stuff that Bobby Lashley said, I can name about 5 or 6 other wrestlers that would say the exact same thing, and it would just be fine. They don't really have that aura about them. You know what I mean? Whatever Bobby Lashley was saying, like, at SummerSlam, not only you're next, but you're done. Like, it's just something that I would imagine Braun Strowman or, just multiple other superstars. So, just a little promo. The audience was almost starting to crap on it almost instantaneously, being the Orlando crowd. But MVP stuck to it, stuck his nerve, stuck his ground, and still delivered a good promo. You can't go wrong with MVP anyway. So yeah, that was that. And then of course, my favorite person, NIKKI A.S.H, almost a superhero, faced Rhea Ripley, and she won. Calm down, via disqualification due to interference by Charlotte. And yeah, like, Charlotte came in with a jumpsuit, big booted Rhea Ripley, and then did the natural selection, and then just beat on everyone, and then she was holding the title. It seems like everyone was cheering for her, but I got a feeling that WWE also put in that boo.wav sound file as soon as they heard the cheers, and then just kind of crowded it over, pun intended, just masked over it, so it was a bit of like a mixture of cheers and boos from the crowd. But yeah, I don't want Charlotte to win the title. Then again, I don't know if I want Rhea Ripley to win it, because her run has been just abysmal. I'm sorry, it was a dud run. She's talking about how she prides herself being the champion. She did fuck all. Like, she lost to Nikki Cross on the Beat the Clock challenge. What else happened? She had an abysmal feud with Charlotte. With battle of freaking sticks, crutches, and this awkwardness. It was just really, really bad. Doing heel stuff when you're meant to be the baby face. It was really backwards booking, but I digress. But so yeah, NIKKI A.S.H won by disqualification, defeated Rhea Ripley. I got a feeling that NIKKI A.S.H is definitely going to retain at SummerSlam. I'm not here for it. I'm going to be watching SummerSlam live. And if that was one match that I could fast forward, that would be it. You know what I mean? But whatever. Almost forgot that there was a little segment with Reggie or Reginald, or whatever the fuck you want to call him, just doing a little photo op, and then there was Tozawa and R-Truth just in costume. One was like the delivery man, the other one was janitor, and yeah, it was just Reggie doing flippy doodahs, and then ran off. Didn't have no one got pinned. Yeah, and judging by the numbers on TikTok and whatnot, looks like he's going to be champion for quite a while. So we're actually going to probably have a solid champion that's going to have it for a while before he keeps on doing hot potato across people. But yeah, whatever. I'm so over that stuff. So yeah, and then of course the main event was Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. By the numbers, it was fine. So you can't fault that. And yeah, it was just the by the numbers match. There was little back and forth with Omos, and then eventually or AJ, I think, yeah, Riddle came out. Even though he got told numerous times that he wants to stay at the back, he came out, tried to wrestle Almost didn't really have it. So and then AJ Styles obviously was getting ready to do the phenomenal forearm, was about to land it literally last second. It was a nice RKO. He RKO'd him like literally at the last second, and then Randy Orton got the 1, 2, 3. They then Riddle comes into the ring, I should say, and Orton says, I told you, stay your ass at the back. And then he was like, hug it out. Nah. All right, fine. We'll hug it out. Then RKO's Riddle. And the pop was huge. I think it was so huge. Even Randy Orton, I think he had a little smile at the end as well. And then even Riddle at the end, even though he got RKO'd, you could see, I don't know if he was grinning. It looked like he was grinning, like he was laughing. But yeah, that was the end of Raw. And yeah, like I said, it's nothing to write home about. Painfully average. Not the worst Raw, not by far. But yeah, again, SmackDown is blowing Raw out of the water. And it's been doing that for a long time with great consistency. It is actually insane. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I would say I'd give Raw a 5 out of 10. Yeah, it's been like that for quite some time. Even since crowds have been back, it has been a painfully, woefully average show. And everyone online can agree. It's just painfully average. So it makes me really hard. It makes it really hard to look forward to the Raw side of things for SummerSlam. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, other than that, that's my review on Monday Night Raw. 5 out of 10. God damn it. Okay, so now it is ranting time. The Take It to the Table rant, and you know what I'm going to talk about. My last video was all about this character, NIKKI A.S.H.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
What?
Fuck!
This character, I can't take it. So, oh my god. Oh, all right. So in this week, like I said, she faced Rhea Ripley, and then she had this cringe spiel at the beginning, and I just could look. All right, so I understand. Let me just get it out of the way. That's what I probably should have done. Let me get it out of the way. I know that this character is not for me. I know it's meant to be for kids and it's meant to be inspiring and all this kind of stuff, and it looks like WWE are leaning back into, remember the early PG era when it was PG to the maximum. It was thick on PG, where no one said ass, they said butt, they said, you know, it was really criminally PG back when it first started. I know this is all bundled up into one character, and I know it's not for me, but it doesn't take away the fact that it still sucks. I know it's for the kids, but I'm pretty sure most kids will think that this sucks. Like, she's not connecting with the crowds. She's not connecting. And it's not just me that's saying that. I'm not hating on it. I mean, Nikki Cross is a great wrestler. I loved her initial gimmick in NXT. I think that would still have worked, but they chose to go this way. And I understand that this is her idea. I understand that. To a degree, it helped her win the women's championship. I understand that. But still, you can't take away that stench. It is not that great. And it really makes me skip her matches or skip whatever she says. It's too on the nose. Like, I understand you have to be a PG product, but when you're like on the nose with it, it just, I get disengaged. You know what I mean? And it's just something that they, well, I know they ain't gonna consider, but it's, yeah, I just don't think it's hitting the mark as what they think it would. But yeah, it's just really bad. And like, they're putting all these top tier wrestlers against this person. I feel that this is a mid-card. I feel this is a mid-card character, maybe lower mid-card. You know what I mean? But I just don't know. I can't take it seriously. I won't take it seriously because it is just not the one. But you know, it's something needs to change on here. It's eventually they're gonna turn on. It can easily be a Ronda Rousey situation. Obviously, she doesn't have the same star power as Ronda Rousey, but you know how everyone was cheering for her, and then eventually it turned on her. This one looks like it's gonna happen in a faster pace, because I remember last week when she was, or was it the week before, she had that long speech in the ring shortly after she won the title, and you could hear the boos was slowly trickling in. And you know, because you know, it's just, I don't know, it's not clicking, it's not connecting with live crowds, and you know, it's only so far you can go with this. This is just a flash in the pan, but I got a feeling they're in this for the long haul. I don't think that Charlotte or Rhea Ripley is going to win the title. SummerSlam, to be honest, I'm fine with that, but it still be like, okay, they ain't going to win. But NIKKI, like, no one's a clear winner. No one's gonna come out decently without this. It is so, it's just so bad. But it just needs to stop. It really needs to stop. And don't get me started on freaking Alexa Bliss and Lily. This stuff needs to stop. What are you doing? You're telling me? You're fucking telling me that? No, you're telling me. Dewdrop. First off, you know how I feel about a fucking name. If you haven't seen my video, go and check my last one out on my YouTube channel. I'll put the link up there. One of them. Yeah, whatever. I'll put it up there. And Oh my goodness, it's just so you're telling me that Dewdrop loses to a winking doll?
God damn! God damn!
What?
Fuck!
They actually got away with it on live TV. I thought that all that hokey stuff, all that stuff was gonna be, you wasn't gonna see that on TV anymore, because they can't do what they used to do in Thunderdome in front of live crowds. But they actually had the balls to do some bullshit. They actually had the balls to do some bullshit. Dewdrop was busy just mean mugging the doll, and then it switched, and you actually see the doll wink. She's obviously completely like mesmerized by it, and then Alexa Bliss gets the win. Small Alexa Bliss takes out Dewdrop. Are you? Sorry, not you. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you actually kidding? I'm done. I'm so over this Alexa Bliss gimmick. It was so good. It was okay. It was teetering with when she joined the Fiend, and it was almost like that. Everyone was hoping it was going to be that Joker and Harley Quinn type of aesthetic, and then it kind of just went full off the rails. I was hoping she was going to drop the whole stick since the Fiend is gone. And not that she is here to stay. I don't know how they're gonna recover the last one. It's gonna be some bullshit. I know if they somehow do go back to what she was before, it's gonna be through it wouldn't make the remote sense. But yeah, it's not a good look. It is not a good look. I'm already over this Eva Marie return. I mean, they're playing it safely, like she's the person that rarely comes in and matches. She takes the credit for everything and all that stuff. But yeah, her acting is, even considering she's been in feature-length films, her acting is freaking atrocious. It's like that, especially what happened last week when she just tripped over something invisible when she came to Alexa's playground. Yeah, I'm over that. Sorry, not last week, 2 weeks ago. Either way, Jesus Christ. So yeah, that's my rant basically for both NIKKI A.S.H and Alexa Bliss. And I'm sorry it's involving the women's division, but Monday Night Raw, or should I say WWE, does not make it any easy. It doesn't make it any easier. It is so cringe. Whatever. That's my rant. So I'm sure you may have heard about the NXT releases. And yeah, they've been going on a rampage as a whole. The WWE has been doing some major releases left, right, and center. Some people in the midst of storylines, but NXT got hit the most, like Bronson Reed, Mercedes Martinez, Tyler Rust, Leon Ruff, Bobby Fish. He's literally in the midst of a feud with Diamond Mine. Like, what the hell are you doing? Jake Atlas, Kona Reeves, Ari Sterling, Giant Zanjeer, Asher Hale, Zachariah Smith, Stevan Smith. I think I said Bronson Reed already. Yeah, one guy that's in Diamond Mine is gone. Like, they are holding, they are just being savage, absolute savage, and it's insane. I don't know what is going on over there. It is absolutely crazy. Triple H must be tearing out his scalp. He hasn't got hair anymore, so he's tearing out his scalp. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Now, obviously, keep in mind, this is not fully on Vince. This is obviously involving the new WWE president, Nick Khan, and then obviously he feeds to Vince, like, who should we get cut? And if Vince agrees with it, he hasn't got any plans that comes to mind about those certain people, he will let them go. And obviously he doesn't watch NXT. Everyone knows that he doesn't watch NXT. So he's just cutting people without even thinking about what the situation is with them. So, which is absolutely fucked up. And yeah, it's such a sad time. And they're saying budget cuts and all that. If you've been living under a rock, if you've been hearing, if you haven't heard about the quarterly results for WWE, they are well well within the green. They do not need to cut people, and it is absolutely, it's absolutely insane what they're doing over there, and yeah, it's absolutely frustrating. But yeah, it's they're looking to revamp also the product as well. They're looking to, you know, have all these different rules. There's going to be a different layout, new logo, new atmosphere, all this kind of stuff. I mean, they're saying that the product has gone stale, which is fair enough. Obviously, you welcome change, and if they think that it's gone stale, then, you know, there's only a certain. So far, I see what they mean with the staleness, because there's so many people that has obviously reached the pinnacle, and then they just keep getting recycled, because most of them don't really want to go to the main roster, like Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, Adam Cole. You know, they've all reached the pinnacle. They've won the title. They've done everything they can, and then but because they don't really want to go to the main roster, they're just going round and round and round. So obviously you need a bit of a change and and maybe change the style. Now the change is exciting, yeah, really worrying, because this is WWE. Like, it could go either way. It could go either way. And yeah, it's very intriguing. They've already just recently changed the logo and I guess the outlook of it, like of how it is. But yeah, now they're looking to probably revamp it again because they think that it's going stale. Yeah, we just have to wait and see. It's a definite wait and see situation. Am I looking forward to it? I'd be lying if I said I did. But I'm just curious. I'm just really curious. Now they're putting in new rules in that WWE will not sign anyone over 30, and they don't want small people, or as the report said, they don't want midgets. What the fuck? They actually said midgets. So yeah, it's intriguing times, but it's also scary times. So, you know, there's quite a few people on NXT that are over 30. There's Roderick Strong, there's Johnny Gargano, there's Tommaso Ciampa, there's Dexter Lumis, if that's his name, I can't remember his name. There's Samoa Joe. Like, there's numerous people that are over 30, and so I think they're looking to bring it back to NXT being a developmental, because I'm starting to think that Vince doesn't like the fact that NXT is better than his two main roster shows, where that's supposed to be obviously that is the promotion, you know what I mean? And to the fact that people would rather stay in NXT instead of going to main roster, I don't think he likes that. You know what I mean? So it's either you're coming up or you're getting cut, you know what I mean? So they're looking to bring all younger stars and whatnot. Fair enough, you know, finally you can actually you're looking to make stars, finally, you know, put some stock into them instead of relying on these part-timers and, you know, these people coming in and destroying title reigns. Goldberg. But yeah, it's I don't know. We just have to wait and see. It could either be a good thing or it could be a really, really bad thing. So fingers crossed that they actually do good by this. And since they are going to do some changes, let me know in the comments what changes you would like to see for NXT. Do you prefer how it is now? Do you prefer it to be a bit edgier, or do you want it to go back to its old game show style? Remember that with all the captains and whatnot? Do you want it to go back to that? Like, see them carry kegs and stuff around the obstacle course? You want to do that? Let me know in the comments below. All right. And yeah, on that note, that has been this episode of Take It to the Table, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you'll be notified of all the times that a video has been uploaded. Make sure you subscribe right here, Wrestling Republic. Also, for more wrestling news, debates, rumors, breaking news, be sure to go check out WrestlingRepublic.com as well for all your latest information. And also make sure you follow them on Instagram at Wrestling Republic, and also subscribe to the channel as well. Be sure to also follow me as well on official_TITTT. That is the official homepage for Take It to the Table. But until next time, guys, I have been your host, Chaos. This has been Take It to the Table. And till next time, guys, peace.